He's just getting ready, so I'll let you get into it. Take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. You can tell I'm getting bored when Synderen opens his mouth. Sorry about that. Try to make it not so obvious next time around. As we have game number 1 between OG and Xtreme Gaming and Synderen.
Yes.
This will be a good one. I have a feeling that Team Cobra here are going to be way better than people are expecting. They could be a dark horse.
Yeah. I could see it.
What would you say to that?
I mean, I agree. I definitely think they're one of the dark horses of the tournament. It's a team where the caliber of players is definitely there. So it's a matter of whether they find the right approach to the games, and if their team identity, the meta, is gonna work for them. Obviously, they've, as we can see from this draft, a very different approach to the game in this individual game, at least, than what Xtreme Gaming are proposing. And also, there's a little bit of an X factor where it's 2 new players on Xtreme, right? Is this going to be as good as the previous iteration? It's not like FY or Nothing to Say need to prove themselves, but Dota is more complicated than just having 5 good players. You need to have the right team dynamic, you need to have good communication, etc., similar view on the game, and you need to kill Pyke's Mars, ideally, to get yourself started. Not quite going to happen, though.
You say they have nothing to prove, and that's true to a degree, but I mean, FY took some time off, Synderen.
Yeah?
Is he still there, you know?
That's, well, maybe
we'll find out in this game number 1. Absolutely. So
the reason I mentioned this top lane is that I think conceptually there's axe lanes that are really difficult to deal with for certain heroes, and Gyro is one of the heroes that a lot of the time does well against axe lane, but the problem here is he's playing with a Tusk, and this is what's going to be happening. Is Battle Hunger, and then Concussive Shot, and then they're just going to harass Michael a lot. Now, on level 1, it might not look that bad, but once you hit level 2, and especially level 3, if Skywrath goes 2-1-0 build and Axe maybe goes 2 in Hunger, you can actually just spam your way out of the lane. You just non-stop throwing these spells out on the heroes and winning it that way. Now, interestingly, XXS did not choose to go for the triple ring opener, but rather with 2 gauntlets, so he might not actually prioritize that playstyle as much as I would like to see. Maybe just feels like the threat of the kill with... Oh, since he doesn't have tag team, I actually don't even know if that's that big of a concern. But anyway, he's sustainable regardless, and this should be a lane where Axe farms, and that's the most important thing for that hero, is to be able to stabilize the beginning.
Yep, for sure. Getting off to the early start for him. Blink Dagger, Blade Mail, the likes. That's when he can really start playing the game, but actually Michael...
Yeah, there you go. This is the problem. He might just die.
Snowball at the last moment and will survive, but still, punishment was had.
I thought for a moment there XXS could perhaps skill call and kill him, but Snowball stun is long enough that you can disengage. But it's starting to show the potential issue over here. Now Michael might just choose to run down FY. They're going to skill the missile as well. This will take a while. But
it will. It better be worth it.
But according to you, FY is washed.
I didn't say that.
And he's
fine. Oh, first blood going to Michael.
You're washed. You thought he was safe.
And that's a TP down as well.
Yeah, that's actually extra bad.
A long walk of shame for FY. Just got to, you know, give him a couple games to get back, you know, get off that rust, so to speak.
Yeah, I'm sure they haven't scrimmed a single game.
No, this is his first game in like a year, I believe. So, but at the same time, XXS will be slightly happy getting some solo XP as long as he can stay within range.
He did go 2 in Hunger.
Okay.
So he is still trying to go for that direction at least. And he will go for the Helm of the Dominator, which is pretty popular right now. Of course, that will give him some nice armor for the Battle Hunger as well. An added benefit. And yeah, as you mentioned, like with Skywrath dying, you are getting some nice solo XP, which of course in turn will get him significantly ahead of the Gyro in that department. So nice trade-off here, though.
Back, but not going to be any follow-up here as Parker very low on mana. Parker, by the way, what a fascinating player. Fascinating human being. I feel like there has been no player in Dota history with more drama than him. Feels like there's always a story to be said. Of course, most of them not safe for this broadcast. But it does feel like from afar, without knowing that much information, he's one of the most talented players in the region's history. but it does feel like so much time has been wasted because he just can't, you know, whatever the issues are that arise on the teams that he's been on, seems serious enough that it's hard for him to get teams going.
Yeah.
Or at least stable rosters, for that matter.
But as you know, as this team is called Peru Rejects, or was, now they're called Cobra.
Yeah.
Sometimes reject stacks just get it, you know?
Yeah, it's true.
TI6,
It's the chip
Digital
on the-
Chaos.
Well, okay, fine. I guess.
What
you're all
was
rejects.
what was the name of the team before DC?
What do you mean? That was the name.
Didn't they have a name shortly before that?
No, they were not a team.
Okay, so that they were called DC at first,
Yeah.
but it was a team made up of the players that did not find their way onto
Yeah,
the teams they wanted.
They were actual rejects.
Yeah, that was the Rejects team, and then they ended up being the best of them all.
Led by the true reject. And
Suns
then
Fan TV.
Sixth man true double reject.
Sir Action Slack.
That's right.
Yeah.
What a career he has had.
Yeah. Yeah, it all started there.
El Micho on the run.
He's dead.
Blood grenade slows him to a crawl, eats a
He's
tree,
fine.
and he's going to be able to live through the day.
Take it easy, Shannon. He was always going to be fine there. He had a fairy fire.
Still might be dead.
No, he's fine.
Okay. Well, he puffs a fairy fire. God, I hope he dies just for your sake. Continuing to get zapped by those creeps, though. He's going to have to go back to base nonetheless.
Some space for Pyke, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Now, we haven't really talked about mid lane, but this is an awesome lane for Zanking, obviously. Playing against pretty much any melee hero is just a free lane, so Dark Mago will get himself nice 40 CS 5-minute mark.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Really important. Pango, is he ever the one that should win a lane? I feel like, to me, at best, it's like a wash. But usually he gets kind of dominated against the range.
I'm trying to think of matchups that have been Pango fair. I feel like Pango does well against Ember, right? So you can ignore Flame Guard because all your damage is physical.
True.
I think there's like very few select melee versus melee matchups.
With the burrow to follow up El Micho.
See you later.
Like they'll snag
might
that
be
kill
a
onto
trade.
Nova.
Nothing to say. Double jump.
Yeah,
Jump
another
down.
jump.
Follow through.
Miss
Miss.
swashbuckle, but Rolling Thunder is at the disposal of Nothing to Say. In a weird spot, though. He gets stuck here a lot. And El Micho will find his way into the arms of FY. And eventually Nothing to Say will... The never-ending chase as Nothing to Say finally gets the kill, but boy, oh boy, was a lot of time wasted.
I think this is one of those good clips to post and guess the MMR.
Yeah,
and then
true.
That was like a spell accuracy of 40%. They failed the roll. He missed 2 swashbuckles. Snapfire missed the scatter blast. It's like nothing hit.
Somebody submit that.
Yep. They got it. He got him, though.
The problem is you
Okay.
have to blur out the names, and then if you blur out the names, it's obvious. Well, actually, you can change it in the options to be just the hero
Yeah,
name.
the hero name, yeah.
Okay, that's the play.
I think the thing that is maybe a giveaway there is the way FY approached that with concussive shot into instant blood grenade might be
True.
a bit less likely.
Nobody buys Blood Grenade in pubs. That's true. Great point you made.
Thank you. Oh, I gotta say.
Ame on the Juggernaut. Not afraid to bring this out after the last disastrous performance in the TI Grand Finals, game number 5. Oh, man, that was hard to watch, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah,
Not
but
go
since then,
Yeah, the neutral item that hard counters him was changed, so Omni Slash
Yeah.
can be used. But he also didn't buy Aghanim Scepter, which I think many people thought was a big mistake.
he also didn't buy Diffusal against Medusa, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of weird choices, no doubt. And now he's a living meme. But is this
Wow, okay.
is this his year, Cinderin? TI is going to be in China.
Shannon, we both know that if I predict China to do well, they don't. So I can't. I plead the 5th
Okay.
on this question. The 5th is right?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
good job.
Yeah. We don't have amendments in Denmark, so
That's right. You guys do everything telepathically.
live in
and
a
through-
complete state of anarchy.
Your currency is basically just Danish pastries at this point, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, back to the game.
I'm just trying to imagine paying for stuff with pastries.
I'm sure
Actually,
there
sounds
was a
kind of
time
funny.
for that. Maybe not pastries, though.
Yeah. How many chickens can you get for a pastry? Or vice versa?
Depends. Is there chicken in the pastry?
Oh.
Like a meat pie.
That's very unlike Danish pastries, but actually delicious.
Dark Mago on this Sand King. Almost done with that Blink Dagger. And
Yeah.
see how much
Good
Team
timing.
Cobra can take advantage of that timing.
I mean, looking at the CS, it's actually extremely lopsided, right? Gyro 106 to Juggernaut 64.
So far, so good. I mean,
Sanking
Extreme.
ahead by 30.
Like, do you think that their play style will change at all based on these 2 new players coming in? 'Cause it felt like a lot of their games were going late.
I think the main difference is in the mid position, that the hero pool of Nothing to Say and XM were quite different. XM would play heroes like Sniper and Viper a lot. And obviously, you know, also meta stuff. It's not like he was pigeonholing himself, but I think Nothing to Say has a couple of specialist heroes like Tinker, and maybe is a little bit more fond of the Spirit heroes than XM, with the exception of Storm, of course. Oh, he is getting...
Swash was already used,
blasted.
trying to go for the ult, but Nothing to Say is dead beforehand. Nice gank from the Cobra side. They need to work on their team logo. That thing is pixelated. Might be AI generated. Wouldn't be surprised. Players are quite lazy this day and age. As the Tier 1 tower looks to be going the way of Cobra. As Parker makes his way over, has Falcon Blade and Dragon Lance.
Pretty standard gyro stuff. We were talking about in the previous series how Kez, one of the only heroes really in Dota buying Falcon Blade. Gyro is probably the second. Those 2 heroes probably buy it the most out of anyone on pro level. So we get to see both of them today on this stream. So enjoy the Falcon Blades while they're here. You might not see it for many days if the wrong heroes get picked.
Yeah, really exciting item to talk about too.
Actually, I think it is kind of interesting.
Actually.
No, but, you know, it's one of those items where the design of it makes it... It's such a balancing act, not making this item too good or too bad, right? When you make an item like this that does these 3 specific things...
Oh, Parker being pursued by Nothing to Say, has the defusal. Mystic Flare doing a lot of damage. Parker's going to live. The cookie will help his cause. Nothing to Say in the Rolling Thunder, not going to go any further. Inside the arena he goes instead with the Mortimer's Kisses on top of X-Nova, so the first death is on the side of Xtreme Gaming. So Parker lives, and Cobra defends successfully. Now they might be able to poke at this Tier 1. They fortify, so that Siege is going to survive.
Yeah, they did bring a lot of heroes up here, so they would love to do some sort of structural damage. Not going to happen, though. In the meantime, Ame is taking out the majority of the bot Tier 1, forcing a rotation down that way. So yes, you did get the Chen kill and you did protect your Gyro, but it was not for free, to say the least. A lot of rotation, but still looking good.
Dark Mago silenced up for a bit, but does find the burrow to the high ground. And Shield Rune was successfully taken by him.
Yep. I don't know if we've talked about this on a cast before. I'm surprised that Shield Rune has not been nerfed. It's basically the same version as when it was put in the game, right?
I'm sure they tweaked the numbers.
I'm trying to remember if the percentage barrier and the duration is the same. I think it might even have been buffed since its first version. I always thought it was really powerful, but seemingly it's never really needed a nerf, which is kind of fascinating. If you think about what it does, you know?
Yeah.
He's got
Doubles your
so
HP
much
basically.
free health, considering how barriers work and everything. There's pretty few counters to it. But it's...
Dispels, pretty much.
It's mainly the duration, right? Because if you think about something like Haste, you're like, wow, it's crazy that you move at max move speed. That has to be broken. But then it doesn't last that long. But the Shield Rune lasts forever.
Yeah. Well, you can write a letter to Ice Rock. Maybe he can get to balancing that in between, you know, the deadlock balance patches and whatnot. So Nothing to Say, working on a blink into an eventual Aghanim Scepter. And Ame's Juggernaut has the Battle Fury, gonna go for a Yasha into the blink. So he went for, do you have a preference on the facets for Jug? Or do you notice a preference from the players?
Uh,
So the blade form is what he went for.
yeah. Isn't it mostly blade form that they take?
It used to be exclusively blade form, but I think at TI we did see the other one, which is the being able to attack through.
Yeah.
What was it? Attack through Blade Fury?
You can crit. Blade Fury can crit.
That's right.
You can't attack during it. That would be something else, right?
But yeah,
I
this
don't know.
build with like
think
the
it's-
eventual blink into the upgraded agility blink, swift blink, very powerful on the jug. But normally it's always accompanied by an Aghanim Scepter. See if that is on his radar.
I think if you think about it, the thing about blade form that's so nice is that for when you go Battle Fury, every time you're moving from camp to camp, you just get that efficiency, right? Because every time you need to move around, you get a little bit more move speed, and therefore you get there faster. So it's kind of like having... You can also see he has the Wind Lace as well. So as he is just moving around to farm, it compounds over an entire game how much extra gold you've found by having this. So every single time you're not fighting heroes, this is just the better facet, right? Because you're not using Blade Storm Blade Fury to farm jungle. So there's 0 value to the other one in all of the downtime.
Yeah, true. And on the other side for Team Cobra, Crystallis now up for Parker on the gyrocopter. Now the question is, I mean, I assume Ags is going to be next, right? That's kind of the standard.
Yeah.
Doesn't have
so.
it queued up right now.
Yeah, I think Pike, Crystallis, Ag sounds good. Oh, it's BKB. Okay. Well, he's going to do one or the other. You generally see both items in sometimes different. I don't really know if I guess he just wants the BKB primarily for Pango because there aren't that many things he's really dealing with here except Pango. But it's all good regardless. Here goes the tower. I'm really surprised they're this late.
Rolling Thunder, they're not going to be able to defend that tower. They do isolate the Mars, though, with a nice Mystic Flare with the call to follow. Gets cookied.
Oh, that's
into
a good
the
arena.
Spear onto one, but the death of Mars does come before all this damage. But Dark Mago with a beautiful Burrow Strike onto two with the Mortimer's Kisses from very far away leads to 2 kills for Team Cobra. And Ame, despite being there, no mana. I mean, I guess he did have Lotus for the Omni Slash. Not interested in fighting, though. How does that work with... Wait, which facet is this for Mars? Oh, it's the Victory Feast one. Did they fix the other one?
Oh,
Because that's a pretty hard counter to jug.
Yeah, you might... I'm actually unsure about the vision interactions. I think they were still broken, at least until recently, with the Arena of Blood. Okay, realistically, what do you think they're going to do about it? Do you think they're going to weed out all of the bugs that Arena causes, or do you think they're just going to axe the facet? I think they should axe the facet.
They will remove it.
I also don't think it's good design.
You don't think so?
No, I don't like it. I never really liked that facet. I mean, obviously it's nice to have it when you're playing Mars and the enemy team can't save their allies, but just find it fundamentally a really weird way of giving that... Like, why should that hero have that ability?
I think it's fine. It makes sense, too. It's an arena. How can you see over it?
If we're trying to make Dota realistic...
So you're saying from a balance standpoint it's too good, or a bug standpoint?
I think both. I think...
Because he didn't go for it here, so it must not be the best.
I get that. I mean, it varies. Sometimes Victory Feast is best. Like, let's say the enemy team had a safe support or two. I think he would definitely have gone for the other one, right? I just think having a facet to remove enemies' vision, I just think conceptually is just a weird...
There's
weird
other
option.
abilities that do that in some respect, right? There's the Night Stalker one. There was a game called Heroes of Newerth that had an ability that did that, and it was Beloved.
Dark Lady.
Holy shit!
That's right. That's
How
the
do you
one hero
remember
name
that?
I know.
Oh my god, that's shocking. Wow.
I think we've actually had this exact conversation a year ago, and
Probably.
you were equally impressed then.
No, not a year ago.
Oh, all right.
It was probably just a couple months.
I can't. Okay, I can also. What else can I name? Chipper.
Oh yeah.
And then Polywog Priest.
Yeah, very good.
I never played the game. That's why this is a bit interesting. Otherwise, I'm just listing hero names. What else was there? Yeah, there was a hero you really wanted in Dota that had. There was Chipper, wasn't it? But there was one more. Was it someone called Bombardier, maybe? Was that it?
Yeah, he's similar to Chipper.
Yeah. Okay, I'm starting to run out of heroes, I think.
Good job, Cinder, and you are
we got
doing great at this Dota cast.
Yep, that's right.
4K lead for Cobra.
I mean, it's been a pretty quiet game, to be fair. There's just been a lot of farming and 1 or 2 successful moves. But what Cobra have really done a good job at is taking structures. They've taken 5 towers now at 19 minutes with their lineup to the 3
I mean,
of Xtreme.
how fast do you like Juggernauts to get involved? Because Ame just feels like, to me, very passive player.
I think the hero has to farm this much. You're looking at the matchups as well. The risk-reward of getting in there with Omni Slash, you can get punished really hard by punch.
Dark Mago. Nothing to say. He's already at half health. Has to use the Rolling Thunder just to escape.
Is he?
Homing missiles coming for him. How much damage? Okay, he runs into it so that he takes less damage while in that Rolling Thunder. But again, another tower the way of Cobra. Ame, though, is eyeing up this Tormentor. Looks like they'll get that. Although they're scanned out, so they will get it, but at what cost exactly is this going to come?
Oh.
Next Nova. Okay. Well, he gets the recipient of the shard, but will die for it. Ame does get away.
That was a small price to pay. That was pretty close to being super scary, but...
I mean, he has the... I guess Punch is the one counter to the Blade Fury TP. And tell me about Sand King and how impactful this hero is these days, Cinder, because he has the Agnum Scepter right now.
He's still a late-game monster. This hero scales really well. He got nerfed a little bit on the 20 talent at some point, but still, given a good enough lane and a good start and the right lineup to play with, this can become, you know, like we talked about in the previous series, how sometimes late-game puck just becomes almost ridiculous, almost unbeatable in some games. I'm not going to say Sand King reaches the same level, because it doesn't, but among the classic mid-game team fighters that used to fall off, those 2 heroes have had the same trajectory where they just scale indefinitely, right? Like, you're not worried about going late with Sand King anymore. You can wipe a team at 50 minutes. So, yeah, just keep up the farm, keep up the scale. I don't see any problems really in the late game for Cobra as long as they keep their scale on. I think they're good. Now, conversely, for the side of Xtreme Gaming, I feel like they've got extremely little mileage out of their support duo. This is Chen Skywrath. Skywrath has been in 2 kills at 22 minutes, and Chen has taken tier 1 towers. Yeah. There's are they going to offer equal output to a Tusk and a Snapfire later on when all 3 cores are farmed? I'm not so sure. So
I mean,
a little worried for Xtreme, really.
I guess Pango is their initiation right now. He doesn't have Blink yet. XXS went for... I mean, you talked about this Helm of the Undying... Or Helm of the Undying. The Helm of the Dominator that's being picked up by Axe right now. What is typically the build after that, would you say? As Parker already going high ground with that Aegis. I mean, another 4 minutes.
A lot of the time it's either Dom Pipe or Dom Blink, and then Blade Mail, but...
Epicenter, Dark Mago. The Omni Slash is on the back line. The Mortimer kisses onto 2. Big arena onto several heroes. That's already 2 dead for Xtreme Gaming. The backstab attempt. How much damage were they able to do, though? Nothing to say. In that Rolling Thunder, the Juggernaut, isolated at the moment, gets speared into a tree, gets destroyed by the Rebuke. Nothing to say. Onto the high ground. Gets off the Swashbuckle. Has to TP back. As Dark Mago not able to finish the job, but, well, the damage has been done. A nice spear. Going to be able to be used to isolate FY into the death. And Team Cobra came to play today.
And so far, this game does not even look remotely close. They've beaten them at all aspects of the game here, Cobra have. They won the laning stage. They're out-farming them. They're out-maneuvering them. They've taken more towers. They took the Roshan. Now, the wave will finally now connect in mid, the wave being 1 singular range creep, but that's all it takes. Parker on his classic gyro. 330 CS minute 23.
I'm telling you,
wild.
This guy is one of the most talented players in the scene. It's just all the other things that are the problem. If he can stick to a
the
team...
teammates, you mean?
Yeah, of course. It's always their fault. But he is supremely talented. 2 Battle Hungers applying to him right now. They get the full set on the bottom lane. And they're going to get away with 3 minutes left on the Aegis. I mean, they can afford to do this. They can fully reset, get their items, and then go for another push with the Aegis still having a comfortable amount of time left.
Yeah, if he could somehow refill right now, I think they would go high ground again. But it's a little bit difficult for him to get back to that range, so maybe he's going to have to settle for farming it out with the remainder of the 2 minutes on the Aegis. Unless they find some sort of a pick with a smoke, I think high grounding is maybe a little bit too difficult. But I will say, back to the Axe, now that we've seen this play out, honestly, I don't even know what he could buy to make this better. I just think inherently the Radiant lineup is very flawed if it doesn't do well early. You just have damage issues. Pango needs to get multiple items before he really does damage. Axe without a dagger is not a damaging hero, really.
Yeah, Parker.
So
Kind of wants to use the Aegis here pretty soon. The Barracks. Okay, initiation now from the Mars. That's going to be an easy kill onto XXS to start things out. Nothing to say. Rolling Thunder with not much follow-up. So Cobra in very prime position to potentially end this game. A good Mystic Flare, not quite enough to finish the job. Instead, the Snowball saves into the kill onto Nothing to Say. This is going to be 2 lanes of Barracks for Cobra, and probably more to come. Parker, Aegis, a minute away. Looks like it'll be burned here. So much done with this single Aegis.
Ame is pushing top.
Yep, this is, we've seen this before. Even if they get a Barracks up there, who cares if you're Cobra? You're going to get mega creeps. Melee Barracks extremely low already, and this is a 25-minute...
Oh, his Poogie fled!
Oh, that's very sad.
Oh.
Mega creeps for Cobra at 26 minutes. My goodness, this was a shellacking. This...
Oh, you're talking like this game is over. Hold your horses.
Okay.
Might still have 30 seconds left.
All right, very good. This looks a lot like the last time Ame picked Juggernaut.
No, this is way worse.
How much damage has he done this game?
How much damage could he have done with any hero? I feel like if they want to blame anything here, I don't think it's his performance or his pick. I don't think this is a Juggernaut issue. He has done 2.6k damage, which is very low.
Second lowest in the game.
But I think the overarching issue here is of a different nature. Like, you don't get Mega to 26 minutes by picking the wrong carry hero, right? Like, that's not...
Synderen, why do you think that when I say something like that, it doesn't mean it's all his fault? I'm just pointing out a fact that he's done nothing this game.
Right.
You got a problem with that?
No, I mean, you're right.
He's farmed. That's correct. Really it.
That's correct. You're not wrong.
I mean, the thing that we talked about in the past, I'm not saying this is the case here, but Chinese teams, historically speaking, have had a hard time kind of adapting, right? They used to have just one play style. They've gotten a lot better since the old days. But for me, Ame, it feels like it's a bit one-dimensional. Am I overreacting? Like, it feels like if the patch is good, then things are going to be really great for him. But like Team Falcons, for example, any patch, they can be really good.
Right.
Like, I don't have any doubt that they can adapt.
So what I will say is that in general, the games that Ame plays do indeed follow the same pattern. But the question is if that is because that is the only way he wants to play, or if it's because the team builds around the idea that that is how they should play with him as a carry, right? Because you're absolutely right. You don't see him play games like Skitter does, right? For example, he just doesn't play that way. But that doesn't mean he's incapable. It might just be a decision you're making as an, oh my god, nothing to say.
Nothing to say. Rolling Thunder into nothing.
Okay. And
that is going to be the death of XXS as Cobra are putting Xtreme in their place right now. Epicenter combination from Dark Mago. And FY will take a tumble in his own base. And now the call down as the rest of Xtreme skitter away to their fountain. To no avail, though. They are dropping like flies. The only death for Cobra was the Snapfire as GG's come out. So game one to Team Cobra in dominating fashion. And there's the Omni Slash. That probably doubled his damage for the game right at the end. And there's Parker and his bad manners, Cinder. We'll see if
Get like an easy phylactery into Conda.
All right then, guys, it's now time to throw you over to the most argumentative couple since Brangelina. It's Cinderfan.
Wow, that was very nice. Thank you very much. I take that as a compliment. Of course, I'm Angelina.
You would.
In this scenario.
Okay.
Because she's awesome.
Oh. Okay.
You don't even know who they are.
Yeah. I do.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay, who's the other person?
Brad Pitt.
Wow. Have you seen a movie from Brad Pitt before?
Probably.
All right.
Let's
name one.
see.
Name 3 movies. I think that's not that.
Name 3 movies.
Yes.
Do they have to have Brad Pitt in them?
Yes.
Oh, now it's
That's
harder.
the whole point. They're paused. By the way, in case the chat is wondering, they did pause the game so we could have this discussion.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Cinderin.
See you later, nerds.
Okay. I am so bad with actors. It's really funny. I mean, I haven't watched that many movies, but even the ones I have, I don't remember what actors are in.
All right. Keep it up.
Gladiator.
Nope.
I also haven't watched it, but I was hoping he was in it. Maybe he did.
He is in a movie kind of like Gladiator, actually. It's a
Maybe
very
he did
bad
a
movie.
cameo in Minority Report.
Nope.
Okay.
You seriously can't even name a single one?
Let's see.
That's insane.
Oh no! Looks like we have a fight breaking.
We're
out
not
in the
casting
mid-lane.
until you name a single movie. That is so bad. Oh, XXS. He's going to get hoof stomped with the cookie. This is going to be a tough kill. Don't think they're going to get it, but they do tickle him a bit in the process, as Cinderin will continue to just be dumbfounded by the easiest question to be asked in quite a while.
It's so funny, isn't it?
It's pathetic is what it is.
I think it's funny.
It can be both.
Okay.
All right, so you just give up then.
How about this? You name 5 movies that Brad Pitt is in, and we'll see if I've watched any of them.
Okay.
And it needs to be some of the more known ones.
Fight Club.
I've not watched that.
All right, the movie that you were probably thinking of with Gladiator was Troy. Terrible movie.
Oh, that's right. But I also haven't
Absolutely.
really watched that.
Okay.
I think it was
12
maybe on a
12
monitor.
Monkeys is probably his best movie.
I have not watched that either.
I know.
Okay.
Ocean's 11.
I have watched Ocean's 11, I think.
Okay.
And I didn't want to cheat because the
Nothing to
producer in
say.
my ear was saying Ocean's 11, 12, and 13 as he was really trying to bail me out. But I'm an honest man,
Good.
so I didn't take. But yeah, I have watched Ocean's 11.
Okay. Good job,
There
Cinderella.
we go. All right, so that's 1.
Oops. Dark
is
Mago
close.
does have to be a bit careful. Nothing to say very low. Of course, there's no way to get through that flame guard as Dark Mago with all the physical damage.
This is actually a kind of interesting lane situation to get into. You don't usually see Slardar and Ember trade this aggressively this early for both heroes to drop low. Because on paper, this is a really good Slardar lane, right? You're against another melee hero. You're against a melee hero whose defensive layer is magic protection, which you don't care about at all as Slardar. So this lane should go well for Slardar down the stretch. Obviously, it was taken here as a counter pick. But when both heroes get this low this early, Slardar is actually potentially vulnerable to a level up from Ember. Like, let's say you hit level 3 and you surprise him with like 2 in chains or a 2-point flame guard that's ready and you can stick on top, whatever. As it stands, though, I think Dark Mago with the Fairy Fire and the regen from the river is more than okay now.
Yeah, when they came out with this facet where you get this extra regen in the river inherently instead of just through like Ags or whatever.
Yeah.
Mid lane Slardar. That's cool, man. That's really cool.
This lane should, for all intents and purposes, just be over now. Like, I don't see conceptually what Ember can do anymore.
Yeah.
He's going to take CS with every Flame Guard, but when that's on cooldown, Slardar just runs him down. Like, you're watching it right now. It's kind of like Ember playing against Necrophos, which was a classic lane counter a couple of years back, where every time you try to approach the creep, Necrophos goes onto your high ground, uses Death Pulse and hits you twice, and then he goes back to farming. And Slardar can kind of play it the same way. It's the same logic with the regen too. Just like Necro, you can't be harassed down by Ember. You just play in the river. You have a bottle. And yeah, The reason this is concerning to me and why I'm putting so much emphasis on it is that I was looking at this Xtreme Gaming draft, and I feel like Ember has to do quite a lot unless Ame starts playing active, which was what you were criticizing, that he doesn't do that enough. If they're going to play this Dragon Knight largely just farming for the first 20 minutes, and Ember loses lane hard to Slardar, like, who are you playing around?
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, Tide is not going to be that guy. Your support duo, it has kill power, but you need levels. So, really, it would be good news for Xtreme Gaming if they could get nothing to say off the ground here, but it's going to be tough. He's sitting 9-2 against 18-12.
Yeah, that tends to happen when you're hard countered in lane.
It's tough. It's going well in the other lanes, though, for Xtreme.
Yeah, Ame 19-7 in this early stage of the game on this Dragon Knight. He did go for the Corrosive Dragon, so he'll have that minus armor to go along with the Gush from XXS, and of course the panel already talked about the minus armor on the other side, so itemization for both sides are actually kind of similar, with as El Misho will be taken out, it looks like. So first blood to Ame. As Dark Mago stuck inside the shards, nothing to say, would love to get this rune, but the Nether Blast zones him out, and Dark Mago ends up getting it anyway. Now the bash onto FY, and this is going to be the death of the Tusk. Tuskar himself.
According to, he was already washed, but in the river, it's definitely the place to be if you want to get there.
I think if you're washed, then you can never unwash.
Oh.
But FY, I said he's rusty. You can get rid of the rust, you know?
I see. But probably not by going in the river.
Nah, probably not.
It's not really the place to do it.
Cookie to try to save his own life, but El Misho will be dropping anyway to X Nova. So this lane going quite well for the Xtreme side.
Yeah, it's conceptually really powerful. Dragon Knight plus AA. You have a long duration level 1 stun, guaranteed connection against a melee hero. You put the cold feet on top and go to work. Obviously, Cookie can help disengage. But yeah, with Tusk there's just nothing to do.
Mid lane gank attempt onto Dark Mago. X Nova is here as well. Not able to get the kill though. Dark Mago with that extra regen is A-okay. Will eat a tree. Be back up to full HP in no time, surely.
Now it's a big commitment bringing all these heroes over.
Nothing to say. It does have to worry about the Crochet. This is where the level advantage is extreme. I mean, that's a full level advantage actually from the Slardar via, or Slardar versus nothing to say's Ember. As there'll be a fight for this 6-minute Lotus, it seems like, along with the power rune. It's a regen bot. Dark Mago does get it.
Okay, now, surely they can't do anything about him mid when he has this rune as well.
Yeah.
So I think this should just be the abort lane call from Xtreme. You just have to accept it. Play around the other heroes that are having the better game. And Ember just has to fend for himself and try to find a way to get levels. And what you can do is when you have 3 in Flame Guard, you could stack the hard camp into a double camp and then farm that with Flame Guard. I'm actually quite surprised that Nothing to Say has not done that for himself. I feel like that's a pretty standard way to approach losing lanes as Ember. Otherwise, maybe a support could have done it for him. But as it stands, he's kind of just hovering around the lane and just getting bullied. And this feels really bad.
Yeah. Yeah, still only halfway to level 6, where Dark Mago
just waiting in the
maintaining that full level advantage. The question is, how can they get on top of him? One crush will do it. I think that's the start right there. And El Misho with the cookie available if needed. We'll use the Scatter Blast. A nice dodge from Nothing to Say. It might not matter, and indeed that is the case. El Misho gets the last hit. FY under the tower.
This could
along
be
with
more with the regen rune.
Yeah, absolutely. Going back in is Dark Mago with the crush. Standing a lot of damage, but a Ravage coming in from XXS who TPs in, so it costs them a lot of time and resources, but they do finish off the mid laner for the Cobra side.
That's a really important Tide TP. All 3 of them die if he doesn't show up there on XXS. Slardar was able to play the outskirts of that fight and just run one hero down after the other. But with the Ravage coming out, that's the end of it. Obviously, that's a big cooldown to use, but you know,
is that
the first Ravage generally doesn't really...
What is this set? Is that from the Monster Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks like it does not belong in Dota at all.
It's
The art style is just totally different.
It's inspired by a movie called How to Train Your Dragon.
No, it's not.
Brad Pitt is playing the main character.
I'm surprised you could even name a movie.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
That's right.
I guess it does have the name Dragon in the title.
Yeah. Whatever you're implying with that, it's probably untrue.
Okay. Wasn't implying anything. Pake on this Centaur.
Pike.
Pike. Pake.
Uh-oh, mid. Again. But this
Nice
time
start,
they have the
Mago.
levels. And he's frozen to
He does
grab.
get frozen, and that'll be the death of the Slardar.
And the Pugna.
And Mr. Michael will follow suit to the grave. So double kill for nothing to say, desperately needed, as we've talked about ad nauseum.
Yeah. They get his 6 and an Arcane Rune, and then the whole power dynamic just shifts. Slardar does not have a regen, you have a rune, you have your ult. Different ball game, and this rotation from the supports immediately is going to pay off in a big way. So much more so than in game number 1, this looks like Xtreme are a lot more eager to get stuff done.
Indeed. Stampede to be able to get out of dodge. Can't really decide who they want to go on top of. It looks like FY was the target. Attempted TP.
Success.
Will be fine. That's a lot of resources. I mean, this is
That's
all
5
5
heroes.
members of Cobra.
That's
Gonna have to
easily
get
an
something out of
Xtreme.
this.
This is an Xtreme Gaming win for sure. They force Stampede and 5 heroes bot. And all they lose is their Tusk. And they're going to likely be trading towers here. So Dragon Eye is just going to head up top. Together with Tide, they will make the tower exchange even as well. Ame is going for the pretty standard carry Dragon Knight build here. It's going Mask of Madness into Armlet.
Another gank attempt onto Dark Mago, and he is going to get cold feeded. Nope. But they have the Earn Charge applied. He's still in the river, but now he's outside. Could deny himself potentially if he needs to. The Earn Charge, oh, that is so close, but he's going to live. As FY will likely be the return kill. Gets off the snowball, but good attempt with the ice shards, but the cookie counter, El Misho should finish it. You would think so, but you would be wrong. You'd be a moron to think that he wouldn't be
He
able to
might
get out
still
of this,
get
no
him with
problem.
the...
Scatter Blast does hit, as expected. Why dies?
I like the drama, though. The suspense, but deep down, we both knew that was a kill the whole way.
That's right.
Of course.
Never any doubt. As Pike, also known as Pake by some, working on the Blink Dagger. Actually, no, going for the pipe. So goes Helm of the Dominator. Basically the Axe build we saw last game.
Same item build as the Axe of the opposing team, but this time it's on a hero that needs Dagger a bit less, I would argue. So, and also they have a mid Slardar, so the luxury of knowing that your mid hero can play as the true initiator makes it a lot more appealing to not buy it yourself. And I mean, this is just such a good pipe game, right? AA, Ember, going magic build, Tide, Ravage. Even some, actually, none of the DK damage this time around, but also some Tusk residual. It's just good. Like, you wanted this game without question, so don't mind the build up here for Pike. XXS is level 10, by the way. While this is quiet, he's just quietly been farming up there while this has been happening. Of course, not the top level in the game. That does belong to Parker, and a free farming TA will just get there. But he is 2 full levels ahead of Centaur on Tide. That's kind of crazy in a game where neither hero has died at 12 minutes. So it goes to show just how much.
I do want to ask you a question, though. Based on the last, I'll even give you 2 years.
Okay.
Typically speaking, who has more impact?
Brad Pitt.
Is it Centaur,
Okay.
who's Brad Pitt in this scenario, or Tidehunter,
Brad Warden.
who is me? El Misho onto the tier 2 tower. Will be chased down by nothing to say.
Well,
using some remnants.
Heal? No heal.
And he gets decrepified, but to no avail. And now Michael is going to get AA blasted, so that'll be both supports dead for Cobra.
I think in this situation, Tide easily more impactful, I would say.
I didn't ask about this game. Last 2 years.
Just in general,
Yeah.
the 2 heroes in this type of game state, or just which Like, what was
You know what? Forget it. I don't
was the
even-
question
I don't
whether
even
Tide
care
or Centaur
anymore.
is better?
Genuinely don't care anymore.
All right, that's how I felt about the question.
You could have just answered whatever instead of analyzing it and then overdoing
Why did you
the
ask the
analyzing
question
it.
if you didn't want the answer.
I just wanted something quick and we move on.
What's wrong? Like, now I'm going to second guess every time you ask me if you even want the answer.
If it takes you that long to answer, then
I
I'm
was
not
giving
interested.
you time to call the play on screen. That's how this works, you know?
Oh, that's not what it was.
Uh-oh, Parker. That's a big
Could be a
find.
big kill. Searing Chains applied. Gets punched into the air. Outnumbered 4 versus 1.
To answer your question, though, it's Tidehunter.
I would disagree with that.
Okay, I don't know what the question was.
I know. Because it's objectively correct what I just said. But keep it up, Cinderin. You're doing
Yeah.
great.
Working on it.
That's why you get paid the big bucks. Ame, in the meantime, gets paid the big bucks to lose Game 5s in TI. Mortimer's Kisses will finish the job onto him. It might cost El Micho his life, though, and nice shards.
Yep. FY's back.
Indeed.
He warmed up after game 1.
Yeah, that's all it took. That single game. Dark Mago with a nice steal. Can he get away with murder, though? Does have to worry about the Tusk.
Pretty likely. He's got Blink, but the Tide might cut him off at an awkward angle. No, nice Blink upwards.
Dark Mago.
He's good.
Way too quick. Now he's in the river. He's certainly gone. Look
And
at
he's
Xtreme.
dodging the Ember. Beautifully done.
Yeah. Perfect play. So do you agree? They pick Pugna, and then the panel talks about how it doesn't look like a good Pugna game anymore.
Yeah.
What can he do, Cinderin?
It was good against the first 2 heroes in the DK Tusk, and then it got triple counterpicked after, or at least double. Ember and AA are atrocious matchups for Pugna. I mean, all he can do in this game and what he should be doing is buy single target utility items to help his teammates. Just standard support stuff. Glimmer Force, Solar Crest if he thinks it's good, which I think Glimmer Force are both better here, even though Solaring TA is very nice. And try to be clutch with Decrep when it matters. Because at the end of the day, there's still more physical damage than magical damage in the Radiant lineup, especially if you Decrep post, let's say, like AA Blast and stuff. So, and also it no longer amplifies on allies anyway, so you might as well do it whenever.
Ame did destroy Michael in the meantime. Oh, this would be a very, very big kill. They actually used the Ravage for it, and that's enough damage. Dark Mago, into the grave you go. So 3K lead for Xtreme.
I feel like XXS just has this ability to get in these positions on Tide. I don't know if it's because they pick it under really good circumstances or if it's just that good, but
I think he's my
this guy is
favorite
so
offlaner.
tanky. Or so farmed every time he gets Tide.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite offlaners, for sure. He's always showing up. Usually it's on Centaur, though. As we saw in that interview, 2-hero pool. But Tide wasn't in that pool, so looks a little bit bigger now.
2-hero pool, but 10-friend pool.
Nice crush into the bash. Nothing to say, though, has the remnants up.
Well, Xnova will get that
Out,
rune. It's gonna
Parker. Meld Strike is enough to delete Nothing to Say. As FY will try to delay the inevitable with that snowball.
This is really awkward for Xtreme.
Lots of misses, though. Good attempt with the
Aw,
trap.
man.
FY will live. Mortimer's Kisses trying to keep Dark Mago alive.
Oh, he
A
needs a
lot
good
on top
toggle
of
here.
Ame.
He needs a
Does
good
get
toggle.
hit. Toggling
Oh,
again.
he missed the last shot.
Dark Mago wants to continue the pressure potentially. No, we'll try to back away. Instead, they'll cancel the TP of XXS. So they don't get the prize possession in Ame, but they get the kill into XXS, who is kind of the hero of Xtreme this game. And now into the Roche pit they go.
Yeah.
That's a big
Nice
A blast, though.
movement there from Mago to get out of the pit.
To say, Remnants in, wants to finish off Pike. The pipe is now activated.
He's just
oh
dead.
my god, Nothing to Say evaporates.
Oh, this is real
And now
bad
that's
news for
gonna
Xtreme. My
be
God.
a definite Roche for Cobra. And they take the lead with this.
Yeah, easily, and it was a nice nice sidestep from the Slaughter, anticipating the Ice Blast coming, so he walked out of the pit, doesn't become a kill for Ember. And not only do they get the Roche, they get a couple of bonus kills there to boot. And they'll take over the enemy triangle. They have this really nice aggressive ward in the triangle right now, which is exceptionally powerful for TA to play around. It's a nice area to place traps in and just sit and camp and wait for a support like AA to walk up and just one-shot it. You're going to see here, like this, Ember cannot deal with this amount of damage.
Minus armor is insane.
It begs the question, is this a good game for Ember to even go this build? Like, should you go 4-4-0? Because I think the Flame Guard is pretty weak, but maybe he had to get it to farm in lane. But, so maybe something like 4-4-2, I think I would have liked to see. Because he can't leverage Flame Guard anyway. He can't walk into TA Slaughter ever, right? You're just going to die, so I don't know. It's possible that that would have been a better direction for him. Because the problem with this build is you only get to use chains whenever you throw a Remnant, and otherwise you have to come up close. But with more points in Sleight, you can actually out-navigate a hero like Slardar quite well, but with 1 in Sleight, it's just 10 times harder. He'll get there eventually, but this is a really pivotal point in the game where the Ember and Dragon Knight would like to at least stand a fighting chance, but it doesn't really seem like they do once the full force of the Dire show up. It comes with the asterisk that there was no Ravage. I think that's maybe a little more than an asterisk, to be fair.
True.
But we'll see. Now there's going to be an Aegis, so which one is stronger of those two?
So just a 2K lead for Cobra after being down, I want to say it was about 4K in favor of Xtreme. So flipping the script, as it were, is Ame in the cover of smoke right now. He's been a lot more active. Of course, it is a different hero. I mean, I look at Juggernaut as a hero like... Is it not a good hero to just participate in fights? That's used to be the identity of the hero.
It very much depends on the lineup you're facing, because Juggernaut has atrocious stats early on, so you're just so fragile. So if you're entering fights, you really need to make sure you get kills. And Omnislash is also not a very good ability level 1. So he's just a little bit awkward to fight on early, and if it fails, the repercussions for the hero are massive. That if you fall behind on Jugger, the hero's just not good. So I guess what I'm trying to say is the risk-reward of moving, you need to feel very confident that you're going to pull it off. Okay, open up.
Man, gets Hoof Stomp, Stampede to fall. The TPs are still coming, though, and before they even come, that's a dead Centaur.
Well, let's
Those
see if
TPs
Xtreme
were
get
for a
That's
big
good
crush on the 3 with the Mortimer's Kiss is just blowing everybody up, but the Snowball is going to keep them alive for the time being. The Ravage to follow. Nice Decrepify to keep the Slardar alive, as Parker's actually all alone at the moment on the high ground. He takes out FY in turn. Nice nuke onto 2 as they try to run away, as XXS is taking a lot of pressure off the rest of his lineup, just tanking up this damage. Will attempt to TP, he's fine. So they do get Ame, though, on that Dragon Knight, so it ends up being a 3 for 2. Melt Strike, not quite enough to kill off Nothing to Say, has that damage rune. And still with the Aegis for a little less than 2 minutes. Nothing to Say is just slowed to a crawl, but will eventually get back home.
Still another good result for the side of Cobra. Get the couple of key kills they need, and Ame just doesn't seem like he can really stand his ground. Now he's going to have this BKB, which will help against the stuns, but I'm still concerned that he pops his BKB, he gets Corrosive Hazed, and honestly, he might still have to run away. Like, they've very much counterpicked this first pick DK, which is reminiscent of the very old game from 1.5 hours ago, where Kez first pick got double countered by cores. This is a similar logic where you're showing this this core hero as your very first pick that has not a lot of weaknesses, to be fair. Dragon Knight is really strong this patch. There's no doubt about it, but obviously if you have enough physical pierce, that is one way of attacking the hero, and you know what you're going to get when DK gets first picked. He's not going to be flexed to anything. Just like with Kez, it's a hero that's worth countering because you know it's going to be a core. So, I think...
Is nobody playing him in other lanes?
I mean, it is playable both mid and off lane, so yes, you can flex it between the core roles, but you cannot really flex it onto support, right? So the investment of countering DK with TA Slaughter, especially if you get a bonus good lane, which you did with Slaughter into Ember, I think it's just kind of a no-brainer to run this. And Ame is queuing up Nullifier, so he wants to deal with the Decrep, which makes sense, but obviously that comes at the expense of not having an early Satanic or AC against all this physical damage. Wonder if he's even going to buy AC. He doesn't queue it up. Like, this is one of the few games where I would maybe really advocate for it, because you need to swing that balance of minus armor.
Yeah, but the problem is when the other team gets the AC.
Yeah.
Just cancels it out.
Well, not quite.
Shiva's is getting pretty close for XXS. Like we talked about, I think Shiva's AC, so like these armor items are going to be the name of the game for both sides.
Makes you wonder if XXS is going to buy all three. Vlad's, Shiva, and AC.
Dark Mago gets clipped by the AA Blast and will tick away.
Good find.
So nice kill for Xtreme.
Now he has BKB, so that won't be possible next time. Ame pops the dragon form and then doesn't go in.
Has the 9-second BKB and working on the nullifier, it seems.
That's right.
Did you say that?
I might have.
Yeah, well, we've been here before.
Yep. Uh-oh. XXS. Is he going to be able to play his way out of this one? The answer is no.
Has Ravage, but...
It's way better to die than to Ravage, though.
Yep, for sure. So Parker getting a nice valuable kill, has 14 stacks on that Deso, and pretty close to finishing the BKB.
What do you think about the fact that right now, the Dire team knows with more precision when Roche will spawn than we do?
Wait, say it again?
The Dire team knows when Roche will spawn, but we don't.
Yeah, that's weird, right?
They know it down to the second. We have to read this arbitrary clock
Yes.
to figure it out. What do you
That's
think
right.
about that?
It's weird, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not sure why
That's how I felt.
we haven't done anything about that.
Oh,
As Parker will do something about
see you
that
later.
instead.
That's more Deso stacks. He's up to 16. We haven't really talked about that,
I
but
literally just talked about it.
you
actually.
haven't really done it, though.
You make fun of me for not listening to you. It's a two-way street.
You caught me once.
Okay, Ame pops the BKB.
Had
Nice
to.
searing chains onto several healers from Nothing to Say as XXS. He does have Ravage, but Cobra will back away. I get the little prize in the AA.
So when is the Roche spawn roughly? Oh yeah, we don't even know until
we have to wait
we
8
don't
seconds
even
for the
get
clock
the
to show up.
we don't even get the marker.
No.
It's interesting. So let's see. Okay, that's about a minute and a half.
Yeah, really cool. Love that clock. Tier 1 tower taken out in the top lane. Crystallis for Parker, which will be an eventual Daedalus. Actually has the recipe as well, so it's just a Demon Edge away. He's in the area of the secret shop.
And they have full map control, which is the big thing here. You're playing a lineup that has such strong assassination potential between Slaughter and TA, and you keep placing traps. Feels like it's just a matter of time before someone slips up. The one guy you don't want to jump is Tide. Pretty much anyone else, I think, is fair game when DK's BKB is on cooldown. And if nothing happens, well, Pugna will be put to good use with the Nether Blasts onto the tower. Needs one more of those to go. Nice pre-glimmer to prevent the slight chains, and Ame will get a deny. That's all he's going to get for his efforts. He's going Butterfly.
On Ame?
Oh, he's curing it up at least.
Huh. Interesting. They get the Dragon Tail with the AA Blast and the Ravage onto 3. Dark Mago and Michael dead right off the bat. And the rest of Cobra on the run. El Misho will eventually be spotted, so likely a third to fall in this engagement. Nice pickoffs from Xtreme.
Now, the unfortunate situation here for Xtreme is that this is probably a little bit too early to be able to get Roche. So they're going to scout it now. Well, maybe they get lucky enough. Is this enough time? Like 15 seconds? See, X-Nova's going to ping it now, but They are going to try with tag team. This is obviously huge if they can get it. They might just barely. Ooh,
Parker's in the area. Here. Smoke up now too as Pike. Yeah, they're gonna go for this. And Ame's no longer in dragon form either. They get the stop onto the TA in the north, and there's the belch from Roche. So now they can no longer take it. FY is going to be the first to fall here. Doc Marco still had the BKB. Ame blinks in to get very aggressive. They will take out Michael in turn. And now attempting to run away, but Parker kills off Nothing to Say on the other side. And this is certainly a disaster for Xtreme as they attempt to run away. XXS will try to bring them to the other side to save the rest of his team. Double kill for Parker, and now Roche will be Cobras.
Yeah. They couldn't kill it fast enough. This was my concern, is that they're going to try and they're going to fail, and then it's way worse than if they did nothing, because obviously they've committed their big spells. So if this fight ever breaks out, it's only going to go the Dire's way, and Parker will see fully maxed out. Not quite yet on the death, so still a couple of charges to go before that's capped, but finds another couple of kills, gets the Aegis, and now effectively we're back to the game state before the fight that Xtreme just won. The gold is back to 8K. You now have the Aegis. And sure, it's not high ground time just yet, but you're firmly in control of the game as Dire. I'm once again going to keep coming back to those traps. When you're ahead on TA, it feels so good to just play the opposite or the enemy side of the map as much as possible. He's almost 25. Those solo kills, I mean, what?
Yeah,
DK
advantage
is level 19.
Yeah, that's not even close. That's crazy.
This is actually bizarre. Like, he's 25, DK is 20, and Ember is 17.
Yeah, the
Parker is
really
insanely far ahead. Which one's he going to take, though? Meld Hit Bash is kind of interesting against the Ember. But the refraction instances should be incredible against DK, as Pike will be taken down by Ame. It's something.
Yeah, indeed.
That butterfly pickup. Parker still hasn't chosen, by the way. Really pondering this one. He will take the refraction. That's what I thought he was going to do.
It's the safer choice.
Yeah. I think what maybe swings him mainly in that direction is just the carry-to-carry matchup. That against DK, the extra 4 instances is crazy. Because DK doesn't have a natural way of getting that much attack speed to really pierce through it, even though he has, you know, a butterfly, which is one of the better items for it. It's still way too tough.
Does he not have poison attack on the DK? How does that work now? It does damage over time still, right?
Yeah, but you need to... Whatever damage over time source you have, it needs to pierce through the barrier, right?
Yeah, that's true.
TA changed so much in that patch. You remember right away, it was super broken.
Yeah, yeah.
The first version of this barrier refraction, it first picked every pro game. Like, this hero was just insane. And then it got nerfed a couple of times and reached a reasonable threshold, but I would say personally, I miss the old refraction because I thought it was more interesting. That it was like, it could block any number of damage, but at the same time you could counter it very easily with specific things. Now it just, you know, some of the good old counters like, say, Venomancer or Batrider, you need to pierce through the barrier tiers first, and it just makes TA's matchup so much better for her. Just like strictly better. There were other ways of buffing that hero, but then retaining that part of refraction that I thought was interesting.
Write a letter, Cinderin.
Oh, I'm just old man yelling at clouds at this point.
Yes, you are. You really are.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club. The Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
Featuring Brad Pitt and Edward Norton.
Edward Norton?
Yep.
He's the guy who made Norton's internet security, right?
No, that guy was insane.
Oh.
Literally.
Okay.
Like batshit.
Maybe it's a family thing.
Yep, that's not a common name at all. You're right. Looks like Sheepstick is what XXS is eyeing up on this Tide. The next item, still a ways away. I was expecting... wait, does he have Shard right now? Oh, he already has it. Okay.
He doesn't have enough mana for Refresher, so I guess he has to... He kind of has to do an intermediary item, but... Yeah, I guess Scythe might just be the best.
There's a minute on this Aegis, and Cobra haven't really done a whole lot with it yet. But there's a Dragon Farm from Ame trying to force the issue. Parker already has to pop the BKB, and this looks like a runaway sequence for the Cobra side as a Ravage expended just for Dark Mago. That's the Aegis down.
Yes,
Can Cobra fight? Mortimer's Kisses right on top of the Ember Spirit. Nothing to say. Remnants very close nearby. Nice dodge onto Dark Mago. As you can see, DK, Ame, he's slowed quite a bit. As Dark Mago gets in really deep, but he's all alone. There is no teammates nearby. They get the Force Staff, but he might tick away
could live
the Ice Blast. It's going to be
fine.
close. Looks like he's good to go.
Okay, just farming some creeps. That's fine.
Yep.
Okay.
He's fine.
Checking the Roche. You're a little bit early, buddy. Just taking cover.
I mean, what do you think about the Aegis? They didn't get much out of it in general.
I think that was pretty good for Xtreme.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from Cobra's side.
No, they absolutely wanted more than that. But this is what happens when the fight opens onto the TA and she does not have the Aegis on her, right? It's the downside to putting this one on Slaughter is if TA does become the initial target, she has to BKB defensively and then kind of is uninterested in fighting afterwards. So that ultimately cost them their Aegis against a Ravage. And with that, it's probably a good chance that Xtreme will be able to stall this game out for a bit. And then the question is, what key items are going to change the state of affairs truly? So Tide switched up and is now looking at a Nullifier. So they want... Maybe the communication is Ame doesn't feel like he has a slot for it. So they have to buy it on other heroes. You could technically buy one on Ember, but he's going Yules. AA, obviously a fantastic late game support. But I guess it's actually okay if they stay afloat like this on Xtreme. This is still possible. Next Roche is probably where it's at.
Bold statement.
Yeah, very safe one.
That's a very Cinderin statement.
Hmm.
You agree with these odds?
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair. 2-1 for Dire.
I wasn't sure what to expect. I mean, what were you thinking about Cobra coming into this tournament? Dark Horse potential?
Yeah.
So you were expecting them to do well?
No, Dark Horse potential. Like, if you asked me in this series, I thought Xtreme were going to win 2-0 before today. But I think Xtreme have not looked that good in this series so far, and I think Cobra have definitely exceeded my expectations. But I'm not like shocked that they were able to take a game or maybe the whole series here, because these are really strong players, and when things click, we've seen Parker win this tournament before, obviously. About a year from, but yeah, more or less exactly a year ago was Wallachia Season 2 in October 24.
Oh boy, that is a lot of damage on the Pike.
He died.
He died, I think, 3 times over. As FY now.
Now, do they want to fight regardless? They have the buyback, and they're kind of posing like they're planning something here. They will.
Yeah, Dark Mago jumps in onto nothing to say, but he is very fast. BKB already activated from Dark Mago, gets the 4-step to the other side of the Ice Shards. Nothing to say. Continuing to pursue, gets the Searing Chains only onto 1.
That should be the end of that.
Yeah, but really the big deal is they got that second gem from the Xtreme side now. And they should be able to get the Tier 2 as well.
Slaughter BKB expended. Yeah, that's a pretty good sequence for the Radiant. Wonder where Parker goes from here. I mean, he's basically capped out, right? Like, what can he get? Axe and Moonshard? Is that it? Is there any item replacements that make sense? He just got the MKB against the Butter of Dragon Knight.
I mean, eventually, if you want to go the Divine, then Daedalus go, or not Daedalus, the
yeah, he could swap Deso for Rapier, I guess. That's pretty much it. I think the rest of his inventory is perfect, so...
Yeah, he hits pretty hard right now if he can just get in position.
And this is a matter of get Corrosive Haze on hero and hit it twice.
Mm-hmm.
That more or less is a kill. Not on Ember anymore. He has 41 armor.
I feel like
but
this
the supports just vanish.
This would be an incredible Ags game for Centaur. The cart with Parker inside.
Does have it queued up.
He does. Okay, awesome. He's halfway there, actually, so...
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Okay, away from the Dream.
It's also a good, reliable save against Dragon Tail in general.
Yeah.
Just, hero gets initiated on, it's a very clear counterplay. This is bold.
Yes, it is.
Oh, this wraparound might just work
Xtreme
really well.
On the other side of the pit. That's Pyke. Okay, they're going to use Mortimer's Kisses to force them out of the pit. They'll be successful for the time being. Ame has that dragon form at the ready. And like you said, this second Roche is, or is this third Roche now? Whatever Roche this is, very important in this game. Ame continue on in the pit. Roche is at half HP. Shivas to give a little bit of vision from Nothing to Say. And there's the dragon form from Ame. Now they're on a bit of a timer. Pyke inside of the pit, goes for the hoof stomp into the crush. That's a lot of damage, but the Ravage comes in onto 4 heroes, but the damage is done. Michael, first to die, instantly buys back, but Nothing to Say drops really hard to Parker. As the Centaur stun locked in place, goes for the D-ward at the last moment. Ame is hitting so hard though. El Micho's dead. FY follows suit to Parker's right click, and now double buyback from the Cobra side. Onto the high ground, Ame trying to take out the TA. Parker's dead. Ultra kill for Ame. And they should be able to get the Roche as a result, as this is a reflected snowball. And this will be a dieback for Pyke. It's just like that, Xtreme take a huge fight in their favor. That's 3 buybacks for Cobra, a dieback on the Centaur, and now Roche for Xtreme.
They got so much out of that Ravage. That was perfect from XXS, getting the 3 heroes, forcing BKB afterwards. And also a nice detail there with the Ember Shard, obviously. Nothing to Say threw out 3 remnants before the fight even began to try to cancel blink dagger angles from Centaur. You're going to see, you can see there's one up on the stairs and one off on the right. And even though he does die himself, probably not the initial target you really want to find. I think the dream fight for Dire is to kill supports first, but they weren't visible in any sense of the imagination, just no way to find them there. And that is pretty much the entire lead gone and then some.
Oh yeah.
And the Rex.
Oh yeah.
Dragon Knight is a monster.
Oh, they're going to go for Throne, potentially. They're at least going to poke at the tier 4s.
Push is really
They're going to try to force this buyback, and there is a buyback available for the TA. 15 seconds, though. They'll get the 1 tier 4, and we'll see if they can get the full racks as well. Tier 4 will remain for the time being, actually. But it is deniable. It has a full lane now for Xtreme. They have all the goodies of Roche, so Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard. Don't have to worry about that dragon form being down anymore.
Yeah, interesting choice to have the Refresher on the DK instead of Tide. Because with the Shard, he has enough mana.
I mean, I would say the Ember Spirit would be the best.
It's also good on Ember. Yeah, they're all good.
Ags. The problem for Nothing to Say is he has been dying a bit, so Aegis to keep him safe. So just like that, Xtreme taking pretty good control of this game now. It's been a pretty entertaining series overall.
I don't know how entertaining I thought the first game was, unless you're a fan of beatdowns.
That was really fun to cast.
That's good. Got to talk about your favorite thing in the world, movies.
Did we? That was this game.
Yeah. It's been an entertaining series. So.
Parker? What does Parker have up his sleeve?
This fight is extremely difficult to play for, especially now. That's just a dead
Pugna is having some issues. Will die. You gotta get out. The Nightfall away for Parker.
It's very difficult for the Dire to approach this fight because you can't go on the Ember since he has Aegis. You can't really go on the DK because you're not able to kill him fast enough with 4k health, say Tanning and Butterfly. And the Tide is an awful target too. So really, you're looking at, you have to make smoke wraparound plays and catch the supports, I think. Like, see if you can take out the AA before Ice Blast, then you have much more staying power with your tanky frontliners of Slardar and Centaur. Otherwise... Oh,
see if they even get the chance to make said play.
Yeah, it's a 5 versus 4. That's not including the Aegis and Cheese. Ame forcing the issue right on top of Parker. Gets punched into the air, but the Force Staff, though, gets forced back to the other side. Now there's a big Ravage, and that's the death of Parker. Buys back instantly, though, as Ame, having free reign, has Refresher. That's another BKB and another Dragon form, as this Slardar will be taken to the grave as well. Has the buyback, though, will have to expend it. The Ancient fully exposed, though, and Ame is just going completely ham on top of it, as Pike and Parker jumping in to try to delay this as much as possible, as XXS with the Refresher himself has another Ravage if he needs it, but really, they're going to use it. But this should be the end of game number 2, as they're going to go for the kills instead of just finishing the game. Ame attacking so quickly as Parker gets dropped. Double kill for Ame, and game number 2 for Xtreme Gaming.
Yeah, that was a back and forth affair. It was looking really good in the mid game for the side of Cobra, but that one decisive fight a few minutes ago.
And the man who hates eclipses, Suns fan.
That's a new one. Thank you very much. I've actually never seen an eclipse, so he might not be wrong. Not enough information quite yet, Cinderin.
Well,
Welcome
if
to
you've never seen one, you probably hate it.
Welcome to game number 3. We have Team Cobra versus Xtreme Gaming. This is a Swiss format, Cinderin. Talk to us about that.
That means that you need to get 3 wins to get through to the next stage, and if you get 3 losses, you're out.
Wow.
And in every round, you play a team that has the same score as you, which today is 0-0 because it's day 1. Tomorrow, it will be 1-0 and 0-1.
Yeah, and first series, we were dead wrong on who would win. In fact, it was the literal opposite. We thought it was going to be a 2-0, which we were right about. It's just the wrong team, where OG took the victory. This time around, we thought this might be a 2-0 for Xtreme based on, I mean, the fact that they haven't really played a tournament and they have 2 new stand-ins, or not stand-ins, but 2 new players. Of course, we know who FY is. We know who Nothing to Say is, so we weren't worried, but they looked really bad in game 1. Game 2, though, they looked quite good, and they are replicating some of that draft, at least for Ame, with the Dragon Knight, who does get a little bit more active early. Whereas for the other side, they actually remain with 2 heroes in Parker's TA and Pike's Centaur, but it didn't work out in that game, although it was quite back and forth.
I love the Radiant draft in this game. I think it's my favorite draft of today, just in isolation, just looking at what it brings to the table for itself, disregarding opposition. It just looks really, really stable and strong. Great scaling, really clear initiation, good team fighting, and then you have players on trademark heroes. Like you've got the X-Nova ET, which I would say he's probably the best player in the world on this hero, in my opinion. You've got FY Snapfire. Like, I mean, I can mention literally every player hero here, and it's one of their best, right? So they got all of their good stuff, and the lineup makes sense. Now, for the other side, for Cobra, it's a Dark Mago Tiny, which is a classic. This is his best hero of all time. Probably wanted to play it specifically because he knew he was going against Puck, and this is one of Puck's worst matchups in the lane and in the game. But I'm not sure this matchup works the exact same way that it used to. I think it helps Puck a little bit with Curveball, and also the way Puck scales nowadays. I think Tiny's window for winning this matchup is narrower. So I would expect Cobra to really, like the panel said, Cobra needs to get the ball rolling. I think if this game follows the trajectory of the previous one, they're going to lose. They need to get further ahead than they did in the second one.
And looking at Xtreme's draft, that is quite a bit of minus armor, Cinderman. You have EK Corrosive Facet. You have Goo from Mr. Bristleback. You have the Little Shredder from Snapfire. And if you want to count it, X-Nova's Natural Order, although you need to be up close and personal with the hero itself, which isn't always the case. So expect a lot of armor items coming out from Cobra's side.
At the same time,
onto XXS with the meld as well, but El Misho, he's going to get cookied to death as FY will claim first blood in this game number 3. Now Parker getting forced out. That's a lot of damage under that tier 1 tower.
I'll lose his courier too. Yeah. I agree. You probably want to see some armor items from the Dire, but the problem is I think they also need a pipe on Centaur. I just think it's a total no-brainer item this game. You're playing against Puck, Snapfire, and ET. There's just too much magic damage to bypass that item. So who's buying the armor items? Because you could buy Crimson Guard potentially, but I think the pipe is just too good. So are you going to buy like, I don't know, like it's kind of tough, right? I don't think Marcy is really the type of hero to buy good armor items for the team. Tiny mid, yes, you can technically get AC, but it's
Doesn't fit.
So yeah, their lineup does indeed need armor. Maybe Lotus Orb is just the one it's going to be, right? But that only gives you armor.
Yeah.
On the Centaur, but obviously
Maybe a Vlad's?
Yeah. Who buys it though?
I don't know. Yeah, it does feel a bit awkward for Cobra's side. We'll see. As you talked about Dark Mago on that Tiny mid lane versus nothing to say is Puck.
Break even for now. It's good enough for Puck. You're happy to break even in this lane.
Gets off the Avalanche, a little extra damage with the tree toss, but nothing to write home about. In fact, the Illusory Orb doing decent amount in turn. So you'd say that this is generally Tiny favored, as X-Nova has 3 stacks of Shadow Poison. Michael brings him down.
But just strictly as a lane matchup, it has. I think this has always been Tiny favored, but I don't know if it's changed recently.
Oh, this would be a huge kill. Cookie right on top. Nothing to say gets the kill onto Dark Mago.
Actually, such a clean Cookie too. Dodged the Avalanche with it. Very nicely done.
Yeah, panel kind of talked about it. Feels like Cobra have to get off to a pretty good start.
Not the case so far.
Trouble.
All 3 lanes are 3 happy cores on Xtreme Gaming, having the top 3 CS in the game. And that's, I don't know, how do you feel about Marcy 5? I'm not a fan. I think in Pro Dota especially, the margin for error, in my eyes, is just pretty, I think it's pretty small. Like obviously the bodyguard is insane with certain heroes, there's no doubt about it, but I just think there's like a decent subset of games where support Marcy just falls behind and never really finds her footing again.
Oh, that was an unfortunate attempt for Cobra. Well, they're going to get a round of damage onto Ame, but not enough to actually bring him out. This is the old school combo of Shadow Demon Centaur, Disruption, Hoof Stomp with tons of damage, but weren't able to make it work there.
DK is one of the guys you probably don't kill with it.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I don't know. Marcy, I know I used to be a big hater on Marcy, but I know the Helm of the Dom made a lot of difference for the core Marcy, but in terms of this support, it does come down to how much you can get out of the rebound facet. Because we've seen games where you don't need to get that early blink on Axe, right? Can the same be said for a Centaur? Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, technically, yes, but look at what you're rebounding into. Coil, ET Stomp, Snapfire.
Yeah.
It's not easy, I think, to play the Marcy in this game offensively. I do think it's the right choice. If you pick the hero, I think 5 is probably where you put it in this game, but the question is, should you even have picked it to begin with? That might sound crazy, because this hero is rated really highly. I think it was one of the most pick-banned heroes at Blast as well, so it is very good. But I just think there are certain games and certain situations where, as a 5, I just don't believe in it too much. And the problem here is, let's say you're playing TA plus Marcy, which can actually kill a lot of offlaners. You just can't kill the one you're facing at all. Like, Bristle is never in danger against this lane.
Yep.
Snapfire has even been able to leave. We saw FY gank mid, and in the meantime, he's still farming up top on XXS. So, just in terms of overall strategy, this is a really well-crafted game from Xtreme so far. Doesn't look like anything's going to be changing soon in that regard. They're going to nice triple stack here now from FY. So Bristle might start going to work on this, and this would be a level 6 for XXS if you could farm all of it. This looks to only be the hard camp for now, though, not the Ancients. That'll be later. Can you not farm Ancients at level 5 as Bristle?
Yeah, why not?
I think you can, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I wonder why he's opting to do it like this.
Smoke from Cobra. They're going to connect onto XXS.
Oh, he breaks them and doesn't get caught.
There's the haste. Dark Mago had that bottled up. There's the Avalanche into the toss back into the Ancients.
Oh, I have Ancient stacks. Now he might farm them.
Now this will be a tough situation though to try to contest. Hastings going to be running out shortly as the nothing to say puck. 1-0 start. Not going to bother with this. Goes back to the lane. Dodges the avalanche as well. And the rune will be top, so should be secured by Dark Mago, and it's the Arcane. Oh, nice cookie. Initiation on a Parker. Gets off the refraction, but there is the save from El Micho. Stampede from the other side. Dark Mago still quite fast. Avalanche toss up. There's the coil though, and oh boy, they are getting punished hard. Cookie to secure Dark Mago's death. So 2 dead in favor of Xtreme already. 4-1 advantage for them. 2K lead.
That was a lightning fast response from NTS on the puck. It was insta-TP. And beautifully countered that play. It looked quite promising. You get the Stampede and you get the Avatos 2-hero combination, but the counterplay was too quick. The damage isn't there. Tiny needs levels before that starts becoming lethal, and he's only level 6. NTS is 8.5 on puck.
Yeah.
So a level and a half ahead of the Tiny, who just cracked 7 now, is not what you bargained for with this mid matchup.
FY just needs to get warmed up, Cinderant.
Yeah.
That rust off. 2-0 start for him on this Snapfire.
Nice and early Arcanes.
Yeah. Well, Ame looking to go for the same build as last game, and why not? Because he completely dominated that Mask of Madness on the Dragon Knight. And nothing to say. Will be a eventual Witchblade. And there is the cosmetic that we've seen from another game in Dota now. I've seen this big dragon, you know, the one that is for the Ancient. You've seen those videos?
I mean, I've seen the dragon in game.
Yeah.
What about it?
I've seen it by the Wisdom Shrine. I don't understand. How does that happen? How do you proc that?
I'm not sure what exactly makes it go there when.
Yep, coil. Echo Stomp to secure the kill. Nice disruption to delay as they actually TP in to try to contest. And the rebound is successful. Amnesia, I say that, but the Mortimers finishes the job. In fact, they get a second kill off the back of that. Now Stampede, Parker, closing the gap on a Nothing to Say. Can't connect fully, so it doesn't get the slow as Nothing to Say. Has to go to the other side, looking for a high five in the meantime. And we'll jaunt into their base, TP away safely.
Styling on him.
Yeah.
While all of this is happening, it's a totally free farming Dragon Knight, so you're not really winning anywhere in this game.
Yeah. Not a good start for Cobras.
Cobra.
And I mean, what can they do here? If you lose the lanes with this lineup, what's the play?
You have to play around Tiny's levels. I think get him to level 9 or 10, and then look to try to make Avatos combination kills with ideally the TA, and if she's not available, one of the support 6s will be nice. So yeah, getting there, making sure you get Unleash or Demonic Purge will definitely be a help, but and have to be kind of, that's the really tricky part about this game, is what core is easy to kill? The answer is none of them, and who can you realistically get with a clean execution? You know, ironically, the easiest kill for their lineup might actually be the Dragon Knight of the 3 cores, right?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Like, because the puck you need to come. If you have a dagger on Tiny, it's different. Like then maybe you can get Avatos into some sort of Marcy rebound or whatever and chain stun and burst. But until that point, puck can probably react. Bristleback is going to be way too tanky. Is that a blade mail he's got now? Yep. So he's even going to kill them now when they do it.
Yeah, I mean, last game,
A bit of a checkmate right now.
From Cobras, it's 2 of the same 3 cores, right?
Yeah.
But the big one missing is the Slardar, and that kind of opened it up to be able to kill off these tanky heroes, and you don't have a support that really does anything in terms of damage, right? Especially not for, I mean, look at Snapfire just on the other side. Boatload of magic damage, whereas Shadow Demon, it's kind of slow prodding and more of a save hero than anything else. Marcy kind of being used as a save hero as well. To get up and close personal as a position 5 with the Unleash, like, are you really doing that much? Needs items. Speaking of items, Ame now has armlet. Oh, there's 5 sisters underwears in the game.
Oh.
That one's still in the game somehow.
Yeah.
Your favorite neutral of all time, I think.
I mean, it's become less and less stupid, but still not my favorite. I'll say that. I mean, obviously, there are certain games where it's just too good, right? TA is the prime example of a hero you want this against.
Yep.
TA and Sven. It was the same with the old Sister Shroud, and it was the same with, what was that tier 2 called beforehand that gave a guaranteed dodge?
Think about that for a moment. Coil, though. Oh, that's a lot of damage applied to nothing to say. So good turnaround as the Earth Splitter deletes a creep. The Mortimer's to follow. Not enough for a kill on the side of Xtreme, so big kill for Cobra.
Let's see if they can get the... Getting tower damage here is tough, right? You're going to try it a little bit with Marcy, but the glyph, yeah. The item from before, of course, being a Gossamer Cape, Shannon.
Oh, very good. You had to Google that, or?
No, I just remembered it, actually.
Okay.
Named after your favorite actor, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, that's right. So instead of Cobra getting that tier 1, it looks like Xtreme will get the tier 1 instead.
Yep. Yeah, they're a little bit better at it. It's not really a...
Just a bit.
Not really a fair fight. Who's better at pushing tower, Dragon Knight or TA at this point?
I'm trying to look at upsides for this lineup on Cobra's side. Like, even the Roche Pit, you have TA, which is great, and then kind of nothing else to provide.
It is just really good at skirmishing. So you got to find a way to enforce that playstyle. The problem is, I would say in modern Dota, it's really difficult to enforce skirmish as the way the game gets played if you do not win your lanes. Because then the enemy team can kind of just choose what playstyle they prefer. If all of their cores are happy, they can choose to farm, they can choose to make moves, they can choose to group up. Whatever they feel like, as long as the vision is there and you're pushing out waves, it's hard to make the enemy team fight you if they don't want to. The first time that you can truly do that is at the Tormentor at 20 minutes. Unless you have a lineup that does really early Roche, which the Dire does not.
Yeah.
So Xtreme can just be like, okay, well, if you guys want to skirmish, we can just like bleed out a support here or there if you want to break smokes or whatever, and then the cores can just farm. And you can reach the timing that you're looking for. Now, in this game, I don't even know if they're necessarily going to shy away from it because they're this strong on the right heroes. But they have the choice, which is the important part.
I believe XXS has not picked Centaur or Mars in this series, Cinderin.
Yeah, that's correct.
According to Amar, that's all he picks.
Oh.
I think this is a statement from XXS. Maybe he refuses to pick those 2 heroes now because of Amar. And maybe it's a really next level play by Amar just to kind of ban those heroes out, get in his head.
Yeah, the really next level play is then also not participating in the tournament.
That's right. It has literally no prevalence whatsoever because Falcons aren't here. But this is the long play, Cinder, and you see the genius?
Well, he's technically training Xtreme to play new heroes.
Dragon Tail. Nice rebound save. Our splitter will miss as a result. And Mortimer's kind of wasted as well. XXS is going to get Demonic Purge tossed back into the fray. Oh, that's a lot of damage. It's going to be a trade for the Tiny, though. So 1-for-1 to start things out. Nothing to say. We'll find the distance. El Misho being pursued by the big old Dragon Knight. FY gets the cookie onto the high ground and actually gets killed off by Parker. Very nice alignment there.
2 back-to-back Psyblade hits there. Clean. Yeah, that was Blade Mail in action, though. Tiny took so much damage from going on Bristle. He did kill him in the tower, but the immediate trade still, that wasn't all that bad for the side of Cobra. I mean, with the way the laning stage went, being only 1k down here, I think is honestly okay. Like,
not bad.
The bigger concern for me is, like, if they just retain this game state for another 10 or 15 minutes, I don't become increasingly hopeful for their strategy overall. So I don't think this is good enough to be even. The question is, can you find more fights like the one you just did in the near future? Trying to get another snap kill here.
Disruption.
Looks likely to be successful.
And the toss back from Dark Mago into the rebound. With the cookie as well.
Oh, that Snapfire.
A lot of force movement.
toss into rebound into Cookie.
Good stuff.
Bouncing around. All right, tower for Parker. Also got his first stack on the Desolator. About to get a second, it looks like.
X-Nova. Yeah, he is getting gone on and destroyed. El Micho just wanted to be a part of the action.
Almost lived courtesy of the Sister Shroud. Needed one more dodge.
Now blink for Ame, so BKB halfway there. And that's when he's going to want to truly participate in the fight. And the question is for Xtreme, what does that align with? Nothing to say. He's just starting Octarine now.
Yeah, so that's not going to line up. Bristle Shard, I guess, which is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
Maybe ET can get the Solar simultaneously, which is... or I say ET, I mean Snap. The Solar... Putting Solar on DK in this game when he has BKB is going to be extremely powerful. Might even win just a straight-up fight against the TA this time around because there's no Slardar, like you said.
XXS, Demonic Purge, getting Meld struck, has that Blade Meld. Of course, the Refraction takes care of that completely, but the puck taking massive amount of damage, finally gets the phase shift off, nothing to say. Oh, he gets hit by the Marcy just at the last moment and taken out in turn.
That's a good splitter.
2 dead for Xtreme. They have lost TA on the Cobra side. It's a big toss back, not enough for a kill quite yet, but a double hook stomp from Pyke into the rebound as El Micho pops the ult, dies right afterwards. Ame with the double kill. Gets off the breathe fire, but eventually is taken out. And in fact, this is a full team wipe for Cobras.
That's what they needed to find, and they did it. I think the key difference maker there seemed like Nothing to Say got caught off guard by the TA trap silence. It made all the difference. The puck got so low before he could cast any spells, ends up getting killed, and that breaks the fight wide open. That is the dream find. They have a Lotus on Bristle. Maybe he wasn't in range to go for the silence, or the communication wasn't quite there. But that is very, very big for Cobra side. And this is also potentially going to lead in really nicely to the Tormentor. Because now there's no Earth Splitter for a bit. There's no Kisses. And you kill it extremely quickly with TA.
Oh, yeah.
Is on the wrong side of the map to do it right now, though. But would be surprised to see Parker not gate up top very soon and try to take the area.
Yeah, this find onto Puck was that rebound.
The rebound was necessary.
That was
too.
insane.
That was clean. That was really good timing.
So sick. Dark Mago keeping his space and getting off several tosses in the fight. Very impactful.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's courier has been...
There's the Torm. So, free shard from Michael. He can dispel Puck Silence. He can dispel Goose Stacks, which is actually really nice against the shard too. If Bristle is going to buy that. He's currently not queuing it up after all. Anything else to purge here? Nothing major. But it's also a heal. It's always nice.
Oh, is he actually going at? Oh my god, he's almost done with the Ags. Jenkins was talking about how
That's
this
massive.
would be a crazy item to get, but I mean, based on his tone, felt like it was going to be an unreachable goal, but he's going to get it.
He's 3-1-7.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. So, gets that second charge, and Demonic Purge will break, which obviously against, I mean, both DK and Bristle, kind of insane.
It's godly, this game. Absolutely godly.
Break 2-for-1 special.
That is very likely to become the X factor
silence
if they were
with
to
that.
win.
Oh, and the hoof stomp to follow. They perfectly align that. So a kill onto Nothing to Say. Set up again by Parker's trap. This has been a thorn in the side of Xtreme. Able to get that silence off from global range.
This is such an insane timing coming up. Axe on Shadow Demon and the Silver Edge on TA. They're going to get both of these in a minute from now, and they get the Roche. I mean, X-Nova is going to try his best here, but I just don't see this without Puck. They're going to stall it one stomp here, and then Oh, they actually gonna try?
Are they? Ame actually gets right into the pit, getting in really deep, pops the BKB as well. He's now alone in the pit, trying to finish off Roshan. Pyke in there with the hoof stomp, but the snatch is there for Ame. Claims the Aegis for himself, just walks in without anybody else, and just takes it. And now the full team fight is coming. A rebound right on top of the Snapfire. Coil placed onto 2. Elmisho's the first to drop a big double edge onto 2 heroes. Pyke doing a ton in this fight. Aegis is now gone, and now you're a human again, Ame. Can you continue to fight? That'll break it up. I just genuinely can't believe he just walked in. And they just, I mean, Echo Stomp was on cooldown, so.
They went for it 4v5, but they knew that during BKB, the Dragon Knight is going to be fully safe. So it works out. It's not clean by any means, and they lost the Aegis, but this was still better than not doing it. And the Demonic Purge unupgraded for now. He's still missing the Blade of Alacrity, and now he has it in live, but in this clip, I think his courier might actually be dead at this time with it on. Because if he has Ag's Purge, maybe they just kill DK in the pit.
Yeah, possibly.
But can't commit for him. This Psyblade lineup is super clean too. So, yeah, when all said and done, I honestly don't think that was even that bad for Cobra, even though they lost their Aegis.
Yeah, they gained net worth, I do believe.
Parker looking for a backstab. He's going to find Bristle with his Silver Edge.
Yeah, more breaks. More breaks for you, Mr. Bristle. Attempting a TP, but is taken out eventually. FY dies as well.
This is high ground territory. 40 seconds and you're at the tier 2. You have Unleash running, you have a TA. Uh-oh, Xtreme Gaming. Wow, they're actually not going to press this? Okay. Well, then it's not all that bad. Looking for Puck here. We'll find the Avalanche, but Invis Rune. Protecting, nothing to say.
6K lead for Cobra. Taking good control of this game, nothing to say. Resorting to some shenanigans, but a nice Yules from Dark Mago. Gets the Avalanche as well. Phase shift. Nice attempt with the cancellation of the blink, but nothing to say. Gets to the high ground, should be fine. Definitely the most annoying hero to chase in the game. And it looks like Ame again is going for the butterfly. What do you think? Gonna force out MKB from Parker.
Yeah, I think it's good for the same reasons as last game. This time there's no Slardar that you're blocking hits from, but still mitigates some tiny damage. He's mainly just buying it for the TA matchup, obviously.
Yeah. Well, the breaks to start things out. Already at half HP, and there's the Demonic Purge with the right clicks from afar. It's not enough.
Hello.
You can just see, though,
it's also just
how much potential there is with this pickup from the Shadow Demon.
It's nothing committed, which is the big thing, right?
Yeah.
You can just go for that, and if the enemy team is going to respond with lots of stuff, you can just be like, okay, we used a Demonic Purge charge and a toss. Nothing major, no ults needing to be expended. Oh boy, is this okay? Big Lotus was needed there.
Yeah, it has the blink, should be fine.
So he'll get out this
I say that, Dark Mago's in the vicinity.
Surely.
Yules, Avalanche, toss up, dead. Nice pick off from Cobras. And with that, a 9K lead. Of course, they can't go for Roche. The Aegis already consumed. It'll be a while. They're just going to run down this last tier 2, it looks like, in that top lane.
And I think we've reached a point now for Xtreme where you have to find Shadow Demon. It's not that straightforward anymore as it was before. You either have to find Shadow Demon or you need to play for your next round of items. I think current fights are very unlikely to be successful because such a big chunk of your damage is coming from DK and Bristle, and they both get absolutely crippled by this one spell. With the 2 charges and with the additional saves that their team has, it's so difficult to isolate and kill a target for Xtreme right now. Can just get rebounded away, they can get disrupted, they can even get tossed away. Stampede is like 4 saves. along with Pipe Crimson. Good luck. Maybe you have to farm. It's definitely not the dream. Now this item helps. Just complete it. The butterfly for Dragon Knight. And they will actually smoke with this. Considering it a timing, can't say I find them favored in whatever they're going to run into, unless they get a clean engage and significantly outnumber.
Parker's BKB being delivered now. Big power spike for him. Can actually just extend his fight. And almost a blink for Michael on the Shadow Demon. On a killing spree right now, by the way.
Michael's huge this game. Absolutely enormous.
And Dark Mago, Octarine finished. My
Love that.
goodness.
I think it's the best item he can buy here. This guy's a master at work on this hero, so expect nothing less. There's the smoke. So,
and look at that timing on Blink as well for Centaur. After going for every aura in the book, feels like.
yep, the Vlad's is on the Marcy, so have them all more or less.
Could see him wanting to go for AC potentially if this game continues to extend. Not the most traditional item on Centaur. Smoke popped. Parker on the low ground. Getting off the avalanche and yeah, rebounding away. Not in favorable position there. But they could just push bottom and force them back. And looks like that's what they'll do. High ground attempt number 1 as Dragon Tail to start things out right on time. There's the rebound to keep the TA safe. Now the coil applied to several here. Nice disruption, but the Marcy is dead. BKB pop for Parker as he attempts to get away. Looks like he's going to leave the rest of his team to die. So this fight's just over. Cobra lose 3 heroes. An Xtreme. Not really giving up much at all there. Parker, is he actually? What's he doing here? Could maybe snipe out X Nova for a quick hit and run.
Is Ghost Scepter. He's just going to cut the wave, maybe? So that's pretty much the dream scenario for Xtreme, and that's why it's always so hard to go high ground, is the way your formation gets broken when you're fighting there. Dragon Knight goes in and starts it. Marcy has to bring out the hero with a jump away, and then they get to combo Earth Splitter and Coil. As soon as the supports become vulnerable on Cobra, their lineup falls completely apart in these fights. It's so important that Shadow Demon gets to play freely, and that Marcy does. But that time around, Xtreme found the right targets. They punished. Now, the immediate counterplay, though. Go for the Elder Titan. He's gonna die. To Demonic Purge. Class attempt with the TP out with Ghost, but not gonna happen.
The lead not extending too much here for Cobras, as that last fight gave Xtreme some breathing room, perhaps, to try and extend this game a bit. I mean, when it comes to late game, just looking at the lineups, do you favor one side or the other?
I still think on paper the Radiant lineup becomes too strong. I think this is a game where late game TA will have her work cut out for her against Dragon Knight, ET, even Bristle when you get there. For now, this Silver Edge is going to be really good, but it will lose its effectiveness when both DK and Bristleback get their Satanics.
Yeah, what do you think about this Silver Edge when you already have the Ags on Shadow Demon? Is it overkill?
I would say so, yeah. I think Daedalus would have probably been better, or Revenant's Brooch if you wanted to get some earlier, cheaper value against these high armor targets in DK and Bristle.
Oh, avalanche toss onto the DK. Michael is there. Try to get off a Demonic Purge with that break. Rebound away from El Misho, nothing to say. Creating some space in the meantime. Gets off that phase shift, forcing the BKB out of Parker as well. Silence onto the puck, but he has the rest of his team at the ready. Now the Centaur in a lot of trouble. Dragon Tail applied, and now he's going to get rebounded again for this save. El Misho's all over the place, but Pike, only so much HP to be able to withstand this amount of damage coming out from the Xtreme side. And that Dark Mago Sets off the avalanche, and there's the Yules to keep him in place. So a second kill for Xtreme.
In the meantime, Parker immediately left and goes to push out waves and farm, knows that fight was forfeit, and will just do his best to prevent Xtreme from getting objectives off these pickoffs. While they are nice, they're not leading to anything bigger. But this was 2 core kills this time rather than the supports, and Roche is spawning in 25 seconds. They are aware that he must be spawning soon because this is about max timer. So they will start setting up in the area, and yeah, it's starting to reach that point now where the Cobra lineup really needed to get a good teamfight win and this Aegis before the lead that they had is kind of vanishing. I mean, it is gone, honestly. This 4K is inconsequential in this game. At this point, it's about, can Shadow Demon get purges off, and can you kill the heroes as they are purged? Tiny does not deal that much damage, right, as a mid. So Parker has to do the brunt of the damage. Tiny and Centaur are mainly control and survivability. And Marcy, as a 5, has not built items to hit.
Dragon Tail. Okay, it's going to be dodged with the Yules. It's Dark Mago. It's going to turn into a good old-fashioned team fight. Coil and the Separate Heroes. Parker pops the BKB. The break onto DK. Ame healing up with the Satanic, doing so much damage. He does not get taken out. 2 dead, 4 Cobras, make it 3. Ame lives thanks to the Satanic. That was as close as it gets, and now the Roche will go the way of Xtreme.
That's one of those situations where maybe he gets one dodge less on the butterfly and he dies. Instead, he heals to full, kills 3 heroes, kills the Roche, and this game is looking more and more extreme by the minute. Such a strong timing to have the Satanic there, and they were so close. I wonder if we can get a replay of that and just honestly look at the butterfly at work, because it feels like this might have been possible. So disruption first, and then they get the purge, the stomp from Centaur. Oh, he was on 5
HP. Wow.
He was on 5%. No, even less, like 3%.
Crazy.
They take him down there, they win that fight, they get the Roche. This is a matter of 1 attack from TA. This is why we don't laugh at +1 armor, guys. It's actually, if DK had 1 less armor there, maybe he needed 2. He would have died.
I was going to say 1 armor, I don't know.
It's kind of close.
So tier 2 now in favor of Xtreme. They have the Aegis, Roche banner as well. And Ame has his ult available for a little poke action if they want to partake, and they will. And what can Cobras do here? They get the relocation with the toss onto the Bristleback with the break on top. Gets cookied. That's the Aegis, just like that. And now the damage being applied to Ame. He's going to shrug it off for the time being. As now the rest of Xtreme hightailing away. Really want to continue. Towers down, Roche banner onto 2 siege units, and there's the Mortimer's Kisses to try to give some space.
Those kisses are buying them the racks, more or less. 1.5 racks plus glyph, specifically because nobody can blink against the kisses. Now Parker will clean up this wave, and they'll take their victory and back off. And yeah, so Bristol swapped away from the Satanic to get AC, but now he's queuing up Satanic again. Almost 25 on Dragon Knight. I guess both of his 25 talents get broken, right? I think so.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they both get broken. So technically these talents actually do nothing if Shadow Demon is on the job. Pretty rare that we talk about 25 talents and they might do literally nothing in a fight, but this could be that type of game.
What if you could buy an item that makes you unbreakable, but obviously it's a whole slot dedicated to that?
BKB.
Well, there's some things that go through.
Yeah, of course. Demonic Purge, for example.
Indeed.
I don't know. I feel like Break is already not as popular anyway, when you think about it. Like, how often do the Break items get bought? There are games where Break is good, but I don't know if we need a dedicated anti-Break item.
Who breaks their items in your pubs?
Oh, for that.
I'm just kidding.
I think I think part of the reason Nullifier was introduced was just that there was no counter to Force Staff, Ghost Scepter, Glimmer, right?
Yep.
At the time. So that was introduced by necessity, but I don't think there's the necessity to counter Break that would introduce the need for a defensive item against it.
I guess the closest you could get is status resist, right?
Yeah.
We have seen S and Y on
Bristle has
Bristleback's
one.
before in this game as well.
Yeah.
Looked after the fact. Even game in terms of net worth, but it doesn't feel even at the moment.
It feels extreme favored. And Gaben agrees by 61%.
61.
Yeah.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
It does
Another
just...
game of back and forth, though.
I think if the Dire... Oh, hang on.
Oh, boy.
This would be a big find.
DPS test right here. BKB with the Satanic as well. Ame gets bashed, gets killed. Big, big kill for Cobras. And the DPS check was in favor
He doesn't have
of
buy.
the Dire.
Parker is drawing a straight line down top lane.
Yep, he sure is. How much damage can they do in 80 seconds?
They probably recognize that he can't have buyback because the freshly bought Swift Blink. This could be a game-losing mistake here from Ame if this gank leads to Rax. Now, it's not super easy to push into the Radiant lineup. There is the ET Stomp. There's slowdowns from Snapfire.
That creep's not even close right now. They have to go
Yeah.
through mid lane right now.
They are getting the wave in there. They will absolutely do their best to force something here. Another key item picked up. Aether Lens now for Shadow Demon makes his life a lot easier.
Oh, yeah. All right. Creep's close enough. Parker can start going to town on these buildings. 40 seconds for Ame. There's a fortification.
The mid wave died, but the top wave is coming in fresh. They're not killing it off. This should be a set. Can they get more, though? 20 seconds? They're
be
probably
one
just
minimum.
going to settle for this. That's one gank.
Parker. All right, they
Actually-
force out the second fortification, so there's not going to be one for a long time now.
That really? That's a bit dangerous.
And 5 seconds with Ame, and that means exit the premises for Cobras.
But maybe not too much. Like, you can still keep this strong map position by playing around this triangle area. Tiny got the power rune. There's no immediate objective that you need to worry about. You will be the team that knows when Roche is up. So I would have really liked to see Cobra maybe not spill out this much onto the map, but maybe keep a stronger position on the high grounds. God, Parker's huge. I just realized he's 10k up.
10K up. That's...
Obscene numbers.
I mean, he is ridiculously good.
Do you think there's something about his, like, he's just best in this biome, you know? He's just levels up in Romania for whatever reason. He was insane
True.
at Wallachia Season 2. He was easily the MVP of the tournament. Just seemingly every single game was just an S-tier performance the whole event. It was stellar stuff. Obviously, at that time was playing for Heroic. Smoke break.
Right call. Oh.
They get the
Comp
hacks.
available for Pike.
No follow-up.
Nothing to say, still A-okay. Ame pops the Dragon Form, now applying some pressure to Dark Mago. Going to the south, gets the Glimmer off. They could surround him if they want. Nothing to say, focusing on the Shadow Demon. Those Dark Mago pops the BKB and now runs. Looks like he'll survive. Nothing to say on the cliff for the time being as well.
No deaths.
But BKB's down in mass.
That was the Centaur Hex reveal, I do believe. So, nothing to say we'll be aware of this for the upcoming fight. He has to counterplay this risk. Anything else big on the docket? Satanic completed for Bristle. For the side of Cobra. Nothing really to write home about, I think. I was wondering where Marcy was going to go at this point. Hex is queued up.
And Ame's out of space, unless Armlet becomes something else. I guess Treads become something else.
Yeah, what does he get instead of Treads here? He has Swift Blink, so he will replace the boots, but... Did you just go Daedalus? Probably, right? Or is there some sort of special tech against TA? Is there any world that you buy Manta? Probably not.
You talked about the brooch. I think this is the conversation we had, whether that does 2 instances of
I think
and
it does one. And I was also told the Audacious one is also only 1 instance of damage.
Okay.
So I don't actually know if you can modify your attack in any way to make it 2 instances except like Maelstrom. I think that is still 2 separate ones. Because the proc is a Chain Lightning that doesn't modify your attack. So I would think that's 2, but even that might be wrong. I don't know.
MKB?
I think MKB is 1 instance. No?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, that arguably should be 2 as well, right? But
I think so.
it should be the same logic as Audacious, though, right? It's just added magic damage on top. So if 1 isn't, the other one also shouldn't be.
Yeah, but this is Dota, so...
That is honestly
One was
the
coded
best
15
counter
years ago.
argument. That's true.
Nothing to say with 5K in the bank right now.
Yeah. Nullifier in his quick buy. Tired of this Ghost Scepter on Marcy, the Glimmer on Tiny. A lot of players here would go the Ags route on Puck instead. And just try to coil and kill supports. But maybe the Glimmer is just proving to be too much of a problem. Pretty tense late game, though. This is still one of those games where any misstep... You saw that one catch on DK led to a full lane of barracks, even though they had to wait 40 seconds for the creeps to reach base. We're kind of in that spot here where you slip up one time, you might just lose your entire
Oh,
base.
the baited illusion. They force out Ame's ult. That's a pretty big deal. If you wait however many seconds that lasts for, you can force a fight. And without his ult, he is not the same person.
Yeah. It's a relatively narrow window. Have 40 seconds only of downtime.
I mean, surely you play around that,
you definitely should for the Roche pit, right? It's not that easy to just go in and kill Roche against the heroes you're facing. Even if Dragon Form is down, there's still going to be ET Spirit, Puck, Poke, Snapfire.
Yeah, I would think you force a fight before you go for Roche
Yeah.
in this case, if you can find that window.
Well, the Dragon Form's about to end, and they are drawing an arrow here, so the path is clear. It's so hard for them to get up here, though. Like, how on earth do you access this high ground? Puck is just non-stop spamming vision out of the tree line with a gem.
Yep. You got 30 seconds in human form. Can he force a fight now? Doesn't look like that's the case.
Nice attempt from Mago, but a good reaction.
Yeah, more delay tactics from Xtreme. So Ame effectively has his ult for this next fight. Is going S and Y.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's good too.
Yeah,
I like
talked
it the more
about
I look at it. Pretty good.
Status resist against the break.
Yeah, get the move speed that you lose from your treads.
Yeah.
It's not... Yeah, it's solid.
Parker Find that Roche is close to half health at the moment. It's going down very slowly. They get the Hex initiation onto the puck. Nothing to say is dead. Has the buyback if he wants to try to get back in this fight. Parker and company right on top of that. And that was Pike's sheep stick on the Centaur. And Dark Mago now has a haste rune. They're going to get the break onto the Bristleback. Already at half health himself. They're going to buy back onto the puck. Is this enough damage? No. Bristleback will live for the time being. Meanwhile, on the high ground, Parker keeping his distance. They have the coil onto a couple of heroes. There's the avalanche from Dark Mago onto this puck. They really want this kill. Into the back. Into the stun. Do they have the damage? No, not yet. Phase shift to keep him alive. This would be a dieback for nothing to say. But he is going to be super healthy at the moment, and now Dark Mago will die instead. That's going to be buybacks in tow coming from Cobra. Everybody using it. Nothing to say. Very deep. Gets the Shivas off as Ame. Healing up thanks to the Satanic against Parker. He's next to the cliff. He is going to drop past the buyback instantly as well. And with that, Xtreme attempting to get Adam God. The avalanche from Dark Mago with the toss to follow. Doing a decent amount of damage. Nothing to say is dead. That's a dieback on the puck now. 2 minutes out of the fight. X-Nova going to use the Ethereal Ame. Okay, they're going to get the continued stun onto the Centaur as XXX trying to create some space. As Parker now finally catching up close. Ame still in human form. There's the toss back. Parker, he's the one that gets tossed back instead, fighting from the low ground. He has Divine Rapier, by the way, as X-Nova taking a punch from Parker. Easily gets that kill. Ame is stuck in the tree line. The rest of his team is going to be, no, pops the Dragon Form, gets the blink off as well. Not be able to do too much damage to Parker. Instead, turns his sights to Dark Mago instead, and he dies. Ame going to continue on as they will find El Micho next to that secret shop location. 2 dead for Cobras. Make it 3. No way to get back in the game either, so Xtreme with 4 members up surely should be able to get the rush. But look at their base, by the way. Tier 4s are starting to take quite a bit of damage from these creeps, but they're going to go for Roche first. And there's no contest coming from the Cobra side. Lots of buybacks, lots of diebacks.
That's... When all is said and done,
come out ahead.
Big win for Xtreme. Yeah, they lost their puck twice, but it's just the amount of coordination and the amount of resources that the Cobra team needs to put into killing the puck twice opens up the fight so much for the Dragon Knight. But at the same time, you kind of have to deal with this puck, or it's just going to control the fight and ruin your backline. So one of the executions there they had was really, really nice with the toss back into Centaur Stomp. That almost killed Nothing to Say, got him very low, and then they got him on the back end afterwards.
Oh yeah, they're going for the full throne right now. BKB and Dragonform pop from Ame there. You see the Divine Rapier for Parker trying to do as much work as he can, but it's still only 2 members for Cobras. Ancient exposed, and now they turn their sights to the TA. Divine Rapier on the deck. And Pike rather, will be the last remaining member of Cobra, but not for long. Divine goes to the Elder Titan. Why not? Xtreme Gaming take this 2-1 in a very entertaining series.
This was a really nice game. I think both teams at different moments in this game played very well. I think there was some standout individual performances.